Hey guys, my name is Kevin Andikowski with Time Knowledge Power, and I'm here to show you how to get a six-pack without stepping foot in a gym. You want to know the secret? Stop eating. Ha! No, I'm just kidding. But in reality, why do you want a six-pack? Well, I think everybody has this figurative ideal that they, portray all over media of these, gorgeous models, these handsome figures, etc., etc. And so I want to tell you that you don't need to go to the gym to get that ideal six-pack. Now, it helps. It makes it a lot faster, but you don't need to, and I'm here to show you how. So the first thing that you need to understand is that your body is using glucose, fats, and proteins, and so on and so forth to get energy, right? And so look at what you eat on a normal daily basis. You probably eat a ton of sugar, because that's really just the Western diet in general. So what you want to do is you want to eliminate that. But why? Let's understand a little bit. So if you ingest proteins, fats, and sugars, just keep it simple, what your body is going to do is it's going to use the sugars first. But that means that all this fat that you got coming around your gut, that's not even utilized until all your sugars are metabolized. So what you want to do is make sure you cut down the sugars. Because think about it, this is usually how it goes for the average person going to the gym. They go to the gym, they're pumping iron, they're getting big, and all of a sudden, they're like, okay, I'm done with my workout, I'm good, I feel jacked, I'm sweating. They go home, and as their body's just starting to utilize the fats that are on them, they're starting to metabolize that, they eat a bagel. And what they do is they add a ton of sugar from those complex carbohydrates, and now they're back to square one, right? And what we want to do is completely avoid that. So if you eliminate sugars, and I'm essentially advocating for paleo, so I've been doing paleo for multiple years, and a little bit of why I actually say paleo is what you should do and why it's actually changed my life is a perfect video. There's a TED Talk out there, I'll put a link to it in the description, of Terry Walls. And she was, a researcher, doctor, etc., and she has multiple sclerosis. She ended up getting so bad that she ended up going into a zero gravity chair because she couldn't walk, etc. So she ended up doing a modified paleo diet for the brain and ended up curing her multiple sclerosis. Essentially, she went into remission. She didn't have any symptoms for multiple years. So really positive benefit. She's doing trials right now to see if it's going to help more people. But I'll give a link in the description. This video isn't about that. So getting back to paleo. Paleo is the idea that you don't eat grains, you don't eat dairy, you don't eat processed foods. So in simple, what it does is it eliminates large amounts of sugar. Because if you eliminate that sugar, then that means when you're going to the gym, if you do decide to go to the gym, that you're going straight to metabolizing fats. If you don't go to the gym, then while you're sitting down at your chair at your desk doing whatever, your body is going to start utilizing the fats because it doesn't have any glucose to utilize. Despite what people think, your brain, they say, can use or predominantly wants to use glucose. That is correct, but it can also use ketone bodies, and that's just a fancy word for saying I guess breakdowns of fats and proteins produce these ketone bodies, just to keep it simple. So again, how do you get that physique that you want, that six-pack, that basically idealized version of what society tells you should have without going to the gym? The idea is that you eliminate sugars so that you can start digesting the fats. Now, a key thing to note, because this is applicable to both men and women, is that for men, they can get their body fat down to 6%, that's a reasonable number, and that's really thin, 6 to an 8-pack, etc. Whereas women, it's a little more difficult because their body, the lowest fat percentage that you can get to is roughly 8%. It has to do with genetic, and so keep that in mind. But a six-pack is definitely something reasonable to attain for a woman if you're a woman, and if you're a guy, an 8-pack is definitely something reasonable that you can attain as well. I mean, there are some women with 8-packs and it's insane. It's just a little bit harder to do if you're a woman. All you have to do, again, is just eliminate the sugars as much as possible so you can start digesting the fats and get into the state of ketosis. And then that's about it for this video. That's how you can get a six-pack without even going to the gym. You've now reached the end of this video, which means that you found value in the content that I've provided here. So what's holding you back from hitting the like or subscribe button so that I can bring this content to viewers just like you? Did you know that when you like a video, it actually goes into a neat little playlist? Perfect for referencing information later on. So for more powerful content on how to save more time, build your knowledge repertoire, and gain more power in your life, visit timeknowledgepower.com. Click below, and I'll see you next time.